This is a 48-inch dual fuel. It's a propane gas top with an electric oven, two sides. You got the one small side and the larger side on the right. Working today to replace one of the blue indicator lights. That's this part number here. We ordered from Z-Line. This is the part itself, and it goes right here. There's one here and there's one here. Actually, both of them have already blown. This unit's only about 2 years old. It's never warmed properly inside. It's down 50 degrees lower on each side, so I'm going to try to get to the snap thermostat inside the top, and I'll show you how to do that. See if I'm able to calibrate the oven so it works right, and replace this at the same time. So to get this top off, I've already removed the cast iron grates up top and removed the propane covers. So when you come to the back, there is 6 screws to take the top off. There's one here, and there's 2 here on either side. And then that allows you to take this top off. And then it looks like there's another pair of screws on either side. Let's see if I can get my vision right. And there's a couple down the top also. I got it so I can remove this top cover here. It wasn't easy, but you have to come in here, and there's 2 screws. You can reach down in there. See if I can show them. I've already removed them. I can't show in there that well, but there's 2 screws back there. You see. And they just come out with a standard screwdriver. So then I'll be able to remove this top. Now I need to disconnect or unscrew all of these burner tops so they can slide through. If you look in here, you can see where their propane line is there. And they move a little, but you don't want to move them very much. So I'm going to disconnect them so I can lift this top off. And if you get up there to the front, right there, looks like it's the blue indicator light that'll be on that side, and one over there somewhere. I was able to remove all the screws from each of these burner tops. One was stripped, removing it out. Had a little bit of corrosion going there, but luckily it just slides free. It just would sit right in that little ledge, so I didn't have to ruin the screw to get that out. Now I should be able to take the entire top off and get to where the indicator light is that's blown. Now that the whole top's off, I can easily get to everything. You can see right here, this is the blue indicator light. There's the other blue indicator light right there. That's the snap thermostat and the other snap thermostat for the large oven. I don't see anywhere on there where you can calibrate it or adjust the temperature, but it does make everything easy to work on. You would think that due to how fast these indicator lights blew, this first one blew within the first 6 months of us having it, and this one about 6 months later, just now getting ready to replace them. They do look fairly straightforward to replace. Here it is, and it just screws out, reconnects, and that should be it, but I only have the one today. I wanted to see what it looked like in here before I ordered the other one and the snap thermostats, because again, it's running about 50 degrees below the temperature shown on the dial on both sides of the oven. And to demonstrate it's not working, here's the dial. So it's supposed to go off when the stove is preheated. So if I turn this up and turn this on high bake, you see that no indicator light is on. That does kick on the fan up there, which can be noisy at times too. That's the fan right there. There's the one for the large side and the one for the small oven side. When you go to take this connector off, from here, there's a little tab right here by my thumb. If you push that down, see that thing kicks up? That slides right out of there easier. Be sure to keep track of which one you connect to. There's a shorter end on that piece and a longer end. So for me, the shorter end was on the bottom, which is down here, and the longer piece connected on the top. And always make sure you disconnect the power, either unplug it from behind the stove or go turn the main breaker off, or not the main breaker, but the breaker to the range. It should be a double breaker, and make sure that is not working before you start working on this. You don't want to touch any electrical wires and get electrocuted with this voltage. And to remove this, all you have to do is unscrew this thread, and it slides over these two wires. Make sure you keep it, because my replacement piece did not come with it. You have to pull the old one out first. Remember, the longer wire goes on the top. Pull the old one out through the hole. Keep this one over to the side. The new one goes through. Then you feed this nut over the two wires. I'm trying to do this one-handed isn't easy. And just screw that back in place. Now with that secured back in place, the nut is tightened, just one extra turn with a wrench. So that's back in the front. Then you reconnect these. Remember again which one. For me, the longer one was on top, shorter one was on bottom. It's different lengths. So now the connections are back made here. Here and here, they just slid in place. Turn the power back on. Come and check the indicator light, which wasn't working before. And now it works, and it goes off when the oven's preheated to the set temperature. So once you get the top off, it's pretty quick to change it out. All the time is taking the top off the stove. This is the thermostat, and it just has the two wires that clip to it on the bottom. This white one you can trace over here, and it comes up to this board. So that should be easy to replace. Also, once I get the parts in, again, the hardest part is taking the top off. So you'll need thermostat here, and one more indicator light, because that other one is also blown now. So to line these back up, you can just, where you at? Just grab in here and just pull them up. And you can just, as you're holding them in place, start the screw. And do that for each one until they're all tightened.